All right, so we're here at the Great Escape restaurant, Jeff McLane and I, which is in Schiller Park, and is apparently one of the most haunted places around. I've never been here myself. I don't know, hopefully we can talk to a staff member, somebody that works here, or something like that. Look around.
Why don't you just talk to that guy?
All right, well, let's see what's going on right here. Scott Markus?
Great, nice to meet you.
Good to meet you. So, well, let's start with your own involvement. How long have you been the proprietor here?
We're in our 19th year right now.
Okay.
So little things have happened throughout the years.
Nice, nice. And that's my dad. All right. So, what has this building been over the years?
The bar's original. It's always been here. So through the Prohibition and everything, it was still operating as a speakeasy and all that. And from what I hear, there was gambling in the basement and the cat house upstairs. So.
Gotcha.
When things got slow a few years ago, I thought about bringing that back, but.
It's always an option.
We are now here in the bar area. Now, what parts of the bar are still authentic from that?
The vertical posts in front and the brass are original, and all the back bar is original. The mirrors and the leaded glass, so that is all original.
Is it true that Capone was here a lot, or this was just a spot that Capone would come to?
He would come here to do business. A guy named Roger Toohey used to run this town, Schiller Park. Capone would sell Roger Toohey booze, who would sell it to the locals. I have eyewitnesses that had him at the bar with a man on either side of him with a shotgun watching the door.
Wow.
So
two bodyguards with shotguns and
yep.
Him just hanging out smoking a cigar.
And before Capone, around 1900, the silent movie actor Tom Mix shot a few silent movies here. They would use this bar for saloon scenes, and the Des Plaines River is the Rio Grande.
Now, as far as any activity that has happened in this restaurant, has much of it happened in the bar area because it is so old?
The things have happened over the years, yes, mainly cold spots and noises and music, stuff like that. When we did investigations, a lot of the readings came from the bar.
Oh,
from the EMF meters. The Saturday before Halloween this year was the last little thing that I saw. I was standing right here actually, and those doors right here just kind of sucked themselves open. And it's after I had turned off the exhaust fans in the kitchen and the air conditioners and all that. So.
Now, usually when things happen, you just kind of just go about your business, right? You don't.
Oh, I mean, I'll announce myself when I go to the basement, or because I basically don't want to see anything.
Right. Now that's great. I mean, I know a lot of people who do want to see things, and I think sometimes they can go a little overboard with it. Sometimes they're very antagonistic about. If something strange is happening, they're like,
The night of the big investigation, there's 15 people standing here, and they're trying to instigate as hard as they can. They're like, flip over a table, knock over a glass. I'm like, hey, number one, don't break my stuff.
Yeah, don't ruin my business.
And number two, 5 o'clock in the morning comes, I'm locking the door behind all these people. I'm still standing here.
Right.
So I'm like, okay, no offense, guys. Just relax. We're back to normal now.
Well, I think if there are spirits here, it sounds like they like it.
Yeah,
and they wouldn't want to do anything bad to the place, and they enjoy being here. So
we try to enhance the history and keep the authenticity, and I think they appreciate that.
All right, we do too.
When you took ownership about 19 years ago, did it already have kind of an aura about it being a haunted location?
It did, just because of its age. The place was built in 1889.
Okay.
So there was a lot of history behind it.
And then did you yourself end up encountering anything over the almost 2 decades now?
My first encounter was, there's an apartment upstairs. So about 6-8 months after we took over the business, I took over the apartment upstairs, and was upstairs cleaning windows and on a nice sunny summer day. And there's an intercom in the wall, intercom/radio. It was probably state of the art back in the 40s, but
sure.
It's started playing one day, and I was nowhere near it, so I went in the other room, and things just blaring out the wall, and just messed with the knobs a little bit. It turned off, and never heard from it again. And about a year later, I got a little more ambitious and decided to remodel the kitchen. Pulled this thing out of the wall, and there's no wires hooked up to it. The tubes inside were burned out black. There's no way in hell that thing played.
Wow.
So
amazing. What have you heard other people experience here?
Half the staff won't go in the basement alone because they feel like they're being watched, or cold spots. Actually, the bartender said she felt hands around her neck one night. So she definitely doesn't go down there alone. What started the whole investigation part was one of our bartenders on 2 different occasions saw an apparition walking toward him, a guy in a black suit carrying a clipboard. He would go into the basement to get supplies, and the guy would be walking right toward him, and he would turn around and he'd walk into a pump closet and he'd be gone. Another driver a delivery driver had seen the same apparition in the basement years before.
Yeah.
And these guys were talking one night, and they figured out they saw the same person years apart. Man. And back probably in early 90s, I had a busboy tell me that he saw a guy in a Civil War uniform down there.
Oh, wow.
This black-suited man, would he recognize anyone? Would he turn to anyone? Or would he just be oblivious and just keep doing whatever he's doing?
From what the guy said, he had his head down, just looking at his clipboard and did what he's doing.
And that same figure's been seen quite a few times.
3 that I know of.
Yeah. And you said that was what kind of instigated the investigations. Yep. Now, you'd mentioned something before about when you had the full-scale investigation that spirit specifically was wanting to be known. Is that?
Yeah, he was still here. He was one of the people that came through of about 15 different spirits. Actually, one of the people who came through in the investigation called out one of the investigators by name, saying he knew his family.
Wow.
So they investigated that a little bit, and I think they found him back through a family tree somewhere.
Like some sort of relation,
yeah,
whether it be friend or not.
It was not friend, but yeah,
not
right. It was an old family enemy type thing.
Nice.
This is part of the original building also. Like I was saying, this used to be grade level when this was a general store, milk depot, post office, gas station, barber shop, pool hall. This was the restaurant at one time. So, and we did some excavating in here a few times and found a lot of antique bottles, and a lot of family parties come back to me saying they have seen, some have actually had silhouettes and others have had orbs in their family pictures from from being in this room. But this is the original basement from 1889. When we do our investigations, this has been a hot spot, especially over here by the coolers. But this is still where I don't come unless I have to if I'm alone in the building. A few investigations ago with the Chicago Paranormal guys, they took about a half an hour of yes and no question and answer periods on the meter, hot, cold, am I in the right place type thing. And he got to a particular place and said, are you here? Is this the right spot? And I said, yeah, and we moved a bunch of boxes, and the cement in that spot was a little discolored. And I said, that's where my hands are, because apparently they cut this guy's hands off for stealing something. There have been a few voices down here. One was like a laughing little boy, and one was saying that you should leave. But again, the medium said there was nothing bad. The guy was just uncomfortable.
Yeah, okay. So if somebody wanted to do a full-scale, serious investigation, they can just kind of call you up and...
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we've done about 7 or 8 so far.
There's that kind of big pile of boxes in there, and it's in that corner is where the discolored cement is, so that'd be a good place to take a reading.
Okay.
So.
Here's some pictures.
All right.
Yeah.
And we've had several completely eventless nights.
Yeah.
We'll stay here till 4 in the morning and get nothing. There's no guarantees.
You're on their clock.